morning, university members. First, let me start with an apology for the time delay. And I think every year we keep improving. You might have noticed there is always going to be changes. And some of those changes sometimes seem to always ebb away from the time when the AGM is supposed to start from the program, which is actually mandated within our own constitution. The AGM is actually run in a certain formulaic manner. So, poleni sana for the delay, but I think we are right on time now, we can get going. Mr. Chairman, my brothers and sisters in the chapter team, dear members, invited officials of the national office, I was hoping at least they would be here, one of them or a representative. They always receive our invitation, probably one of them is actually making their way. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to begin by thanking you all for taking time to attend the University of Nairobi Annual General Meeting 2022. Indeed, 2022 will be remembered as the year the entire world finally walked away from the COVID pandemic. As 2022 kicked in, we started accepting that the pandemic was over, moving away from the online situation that had taken root. And as the year is coming to a close, we are optimistic that 2023 will be a fully physical contact year. Let me also take this opportunity today to give you a chronology of the year in the effort by the union officials to achieve their mandate. As I reported last year, the first 5 months that the team had been in service before our first AGM in 2021, we dedicated that time to primarily put up structures that would shape our mandate in the coming years of our term of office. So of course, our first point of call was engagement with the national office. Then we had to move now to the university mandate. Much of that process has successfully been established. We have then focused on member relationships, something which is always continuous and it will always be ongoing. Now, whereas the chapter has been at the forefront of championing the welfare of its members, it should be appreciated that the gains we have made is a result of the resilience and trust that our members have accorded us. And therefore, to better capture this year in reflection, I will address the following 8 key issues in chronology for the year 2022. Number 1, university reforms and litigation and the resolution. Number 2, health matters in the university staff clinic. Number 3, DSP, gratuity, teaching practice, and clinical allowances payments. Number 4, promotions and appointments. Number 5, the internal CBA 2017-2021. Number 6, pension matters. Number 7, updates from the national office. The last, a report on the chair and the current acting chair. So let me start away with issue number 1, university reforms litigation, and resolution. Now, as you are all aware, the chapter successfully litigated against the brazen manner that the university management had initiated reforms immediately the current team took over office, sometimes in July 2021. Like I said, successfully litigated. The court, that's the court, found the Vice Chancellor in contempt, having ignored successive demands to stop any reform agenda, and his sentencing was to follow. The VC appealed that ruling. But the chapter saw this as an opportunity. That is why it went ahead to draft a consent with the understanding that the VC will meet the union's demands. This consent was signed by all the parties, including the national office, in full view of national media. However, this consent has yet to be filed in court, since the appeal that the VC lodged has yet to be heard and determined. But this consent remains active, as the matter now remains at the mercy of the court timetable. However, the following matters in the drafted consent have since been acted on. Number one, all previously appointed executive deans have been relieved of their duties. Accordingly, the title of executive dean no longer exists in the University of Nairobi. Number two, all faculties have elected their deans, who are now academic and administrative heads of their faculties. Number three, terms of deans have been increased from 2 years to 3 years. Number four, faculty committees, which are the faculty's decision-making organs, have all been reinstated. Number five, departments previously scrapped have since been reinstated. These are things like departments like Kiswahili, psychology, literature, geography, pharmacology and pharmacognosy, anesthesia and ophthalmology. They have all been reinstated. Number seven, any further university reforms must always be an inclusive process, initiated at department level. This has been seen through the efforts of getting a workload policy, where we thought that all this had to be taken back to the departments for brainstorming. The last issue, which lots of people found contentious, was that WASU executive, the entire executive team of WASU, was invited to sit in Senate. We call upon our deans, this is very important, that they should pause elections of the Senate representatives. Senate representatives have always been appointed through the faculty, but we initiated a process where it has to be elected. And we are calling upon our deans that this is where you should make it count. Get us elected Senate representatives. And we know that those have to be not people who are full professors, because we want to make sure that the Senate is robust and that it is inclusive of voices, sometimes not within the margins of decision making. The chapter will keep on having a very close eye to any reform agenda that will be happening at the university.